Hello everyone, I'm Grim, a freelance artist, and I want to talk about one of my ongoing projects this week. I've been working on it for about 7 years, on and off, and it is my webcomic, Pursuer of Truth. So, I'm going to introduce you to the main premise, a little bit about how I came up with it, and lastly, how you can read it, which, fun fact, it's free. So if at any point you get tired of listening to me talk about it, there will be a link in the description to go read it. Additionally, the background footage for this video is going to be me working on the next chapter. So you'll get to see a bit of the art for it. Pursuer of Truth is most easily described as a supernatural crime drama. It's inspired by aspects of Death Note, but is more concerned with interrogating the idea of truth than, say, justice, like Death Note is, and I'd say it has a more compassionate touch to it. It follows the protagonist, X, on his pursuit to feed off of truths, and the conflict that ensues when he's pushed to doubt himself. I think it's a really worthwhile story to tell with everything going on in the world right now between political unrest and the rapid production of misinformation and lies through AI and other political machines. It's a story that, while politics aren't the front face of it, I think it might help us figure out how to have conversations with the people we do know. I hope. It's really ambitious, but I hope maybe it does. The main characters, save for one, are these supernatural beings called sparks. They are born from humanity's nature and epitomize different aspects of it. Some are givers of gifts, some are compassionate, and others are after the truth with a vengeance. There's plenty of other sparks out there in the world probably, but they don't appear in this particular story and I'm not worried about them here. Notably, sparks choose their appearance, and they usually have some sort of powers that help them embody what they represent. And all of them have some sort of little pocket dimension or demiplane that they control completely. I ended up coming up with this story back in high school, making the character of X up while I was bored out of my skull at work. Working at a kids' theme park, hearing the same songs day in and day out, watching parents and kids not really enjoying themselves while you make minimum wage for skilled labor tends to make you a bit existential in the way that high schoolers get. X ended up as a character obsessed with interrogating basic facts about people's lives and the little lies that they tell themselves and to each other to be nice and get by, while it all feels hollow as hell. And X, more importantly, is mad about that fact, in the way that a high schooler starting to think about things for themselves might be. Another aspect of X's character that I don't talk about a lot came from an English teacher I had in high school at the time. Now, to be clear, he was a very good teacher. He was very good at getting us to actually engage with and internalize subjects. He's very good at the teaching part of things. He'd bring improv games into the classroom where we'd get a made-up word and we'd have to improvise a meaning for it in front of the class, using it in a sentence and identifying the part of a sentence it was in and all of that. Really good. He also had us engaging with some extremely good art and stories from portions of The Killing Joke. Note, portions. The Lost Thing by Sean Tan, and a lot of other, just really well-made stuff. he also had us dealing with a lot of classic esotericism. However, the way he went about that and that topic was very Jordan Peterson-y. Anybody who knows how that guy started can see how this would lead a high schooler to be pissed off about certain truths about the world. I'm not going to explain who Jordan Peterson is. I'm just going to link an old but very good ContraPoints video on the topic. Anyway, X is a character who's been set up to believe the world to be a certain way. He believes there to be absolute truths, and this is a story about him finding out that is very much not the case. But more importantly, I have X finding this out not by having his righteousness disproven by some hero in combat or someone who can facts and logic their way around him, but by someone kinder. And I hope that makes this story worthwhile for people dealing with others who are so confidently wrong in their lives. Anyway, since I've rambled about this a bunch to you, if you're still here, you can go read the story on Webtoons. It's free. There'll be a link in the description below. And I offer it for free because it's a story I want to reach others. I want it to be read. That's why I don't charge people for it. However, if you do want to make a little material difference in my life as a thanks for putting out a free comic and making videos like this all the time, I do offer early access for $3 a month on my Patreon, as well as a lot of other little perks. Even if you don't pledge and you just end up leaving a comment on the webcomic or rating it or sharing it with a friend, that makes me happy too. I just hope that you like it. So, with that, thank you so much for listening to me again. This is a project that means a bunch to me. It's something that's grown with me and served as a bit of personal reflection, so I hope it can do the same for others. And don't forget, you can read it for free on Webtoons and Patreon. Those links will be in the description below. With that, I will see you all in the next video. Who knows what it'll be? You'll have to tune in to find out. I'll have to tune in to find out. I don't know what I'll be making next week at time of writing and recording the script. So we'll all find out together. Anyway, bye-bye.